the constituency and make sure that such a thing should not happen in any of the constituency again, because we are in the election year. And despite the fact that we love the peace, and I continue saying that we use all the legitimate means to seek redress, but if that one fails, then we know that we are in a lawless state. We are also going to put ourselves together and defend ourselves. It is a responsibility of the president through the police to protect citizens, to protect properties and lives. But if they fail to do that, then we know that security has broken down. Then we also have to defend ourselves through means available to us.
All right. Now, your MCE, in the person of Cyril Mbura, he says that it didn't come to his notice that your party paraphernalia was actually dragged down or pulled down. The directive was that they should remove unauthorized signage and not party flags. And if he gets to confirm what you are saying, he will apologize. Will he accept it in that way, or you want something else to be done?
You see, we are all human beings. When you do things deliberately and comes out apologizing, it is difficult to take. If MC is saying that how they call it, he has not insulted people to go and pull our billboards and take remove flags and posters, I'll be very, very it will be difficult for me to believe it. Then it's not fit to be an MC, because the local government act, you are the head of the NIOSEC or DISEC. You are the head of the executive committee, and those task forces, they operate under the West Department. Before they go out, there are exact thing that they are requested to go and do. So if you tell me that you've not asked them to go and remove those or to do what they did, and they're not coming back to apologize to us, meanwhile you and I know that it is very expensive to run an election and to to put those billboards, print posters, party, it is difficult to acquire those things. So if you allow your people to go and perpetrate illegality, and you come back pretending to be sympathizing with me, apologizing to me, it is difficult to take. Right. But all the same, we are law-abiding citizens. But if it is so, why does he even refuse to take a letter from the constituency executive presented by the secretary? If he means well, he should have taken that letter and also, oh my brothers, let us sit down. Truly, we've sent our task force to this location to do the job. They went overboard. So, and I'm apologizing. He should have accepted that letter and be apologizing at the right table, not in the media, where they've done the thing deliberately.
All right, Mr. J. Johnson, we are grateful for your time. Wish you all the best in your endeavors.
Thank you very much. Like listening to my colleague in Tamale and also Upper East region. Yeah. And I want to assure everybody that let us work as seriously. Look, Ghanaians will not forgive NDC if you don't work as seriously to come to power. Right. I can tell you that if you continue in this direction and these people have another term, Ghana will be for sale. For sale will be written, on the top of the head of Ghana, because as we speak, everything is gone. Even as we speak, there are American soldiers that are even in charge of this country. I'm just hoping that nothing happens.
That's a wild allegation.
Let me tell you something.
Our security services have not complained of any takeover by any foreign security apparatus and all that.
Let me tell you something. Our security arrangement. Who is the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces? Is it not the president? Is it not our president? If our president is a commander-in-chief of Ghana and they go and sign agreement that American soldiers can bring equipment without any thorough check, what are you talking about?
Has it manifested? Have you run your checks and you have come to a conclusion that yes, that is the case, that the American military have taken over?
I'm saying that. I'm just giving an example.
No, I'm not holding you brief to that. Yeah, there was a document to that effect. But I'm asking, beyond the documents, do you have further proof to show that the military from the US have actually taken over?
The truth of the matter is that we also have, don't forget the background of our party. We also have fine gentlemen in the security agencies. are asked, they might not come talking. But we know what is happening, and then the current president knows exactly what is happening. And when you go to sign an agreement again, that your communication system, they have access to some of them that you don't have a right to check. I mean, do you want it to be written black and white that how they call our military is taken over by Americans before you know? Right, okay. We are just saying that nothing happened. All we are saying is that Ghana now have been written on Ghana. Look at the PDS agreement. How can electricity companies' property will just be divided on family and friends? And they say we shouldn't talk about it. Now the fuel prices has come down in the world market. Nobody is reducing it, and we are calling on this government to reduce it. Up to today, we don't have anything yet. I mean, what sort of government is that? Since they took over, they borrow for consumption. No infrastructure project is going on. I mean, because of a country
there are infrastructure projects going on. Maybe they are not significant, but you say that there is no infrastructure going on. That will not be entirely accurate, sir.
No. It is a matter of who is talking. But the truth of the matter is that infrastructure project that even the previous regime, John Mahama, has started. The number of infrastructure projects spread in all the regions, and it's come back at the time that Ghana, Kufuor was living. We are, as a country, our debt stock was 18 billion cedis. For the 8 years that we have been in power, it was raised from 80 to 120, and then within this short period, our debt stock is over 200 million. Compare that one with infrastructure that you are talking about. 4 years, compare them. So the truth of the matter is that they can take care of themselves and laugh. Everything you talk about, they say free exchange. Everything, they say free exchange. Yes, we started free exchange on the progressive way.
I think this debate about free exchange, we can find a different day and do that. We are grateful for your time, Mr.
Thank you very much. Right. So let us work out and bring back the incoming president, John Mahama, so that we can, they promise us heaven. Even hell, we cannot even see hell. All right. So let's work hard and get back to power. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That is the Greater Accra Regional Communication Officer of the Opposition NDC, Mr. Jerry Johnson, talking to us on developments that have to do with NDC posters pulled down at Ablekuma, West Municipality. Now, we've been trying to get to the DC MC for that area, Mr. Joyce Ribra, to talk to the issue, but he's currently not available or reachable for a response on this issue. But speaking on a different network, the Ablekuma West Municipal Chief Executive Joyce Ribra says he will render an apology to political aspirants in the area if truly his men remove the flags. Speaking on Asempa FM's Ecosi, after yesterday's backlash that the task force from the Municipal Assembly deliberately removed the flags of NDC aspirants, George Sirobre explained that the directive was to get rid of unauthorized signages and not party flags. According to him, he noticed yesterday that most signages in the area, especially those mounted on the light poles, were without permission from the Municipal Assembly. After inquiring from the officers in charge of issuing the permit, they found out that those boards were not authorized to be, so he ordered them to be brought down by the task force. Mr. George Cyril indicated that due to lack of funds for various activities in the area, they are more strict on the permit for these signages, but party flags were not part of the exercise. And like I said, there's a need for us to discuss because we are in an election year. And some of these things can actually cause some level of dissatisfaction amongst the various political parties. A reason political and then the various actors in the country will need to come together so that some of these things would not happen. Now, the Electoral Commission versus Imani Ghana. Imani Ghana is saying that the EC is lying to we Ghanaians about the entire setup that they'll be using for the upcoming registration or compilation of a new voters register. Let's listen to Bryce Simmons. He is a vice president at one of the fellows at senior fellows at Imani Ghana, a think tank based in Ghana. Digesting the issue on the voters register.
Actually, find the Special Budgets Committee's current silence and inability to enter the debate puzzling, because actually, if you read their own reports, there is evidence of EC spending money in 2016 and 2018 in those reports. So the Special Budget Committee knows that the current system that we have, the technology system we have, does not date from 2011. They have allowed the EC
101.1 FM. A1 Radio. Beat them all.
We seem to have a challenge with the sound bites there, but we'll try and get what Vice President in charge of research at Imani Ghana, Bryce Simmons, is saying. What Imani Ghana is saying in effect is that the system as presented to Ghanaians is not, or what the EC has communicated to us is not entirely accurate. A reason they are raising some of these concerns, and they made this known during a press briefing yesterday. Their stance on this voters register, new voters register that the Electoral Commission intends to embark on in the month of April 2020. We've had different coalitions coming together. We even have the coalition against the new voters register coming out to raise concerns about their dissatisfaction about from the explanation of the Electoral Commission of Ghana as to why they are embarking on this voting. The compilation of a new voters register. But the EC has given a stronger indication that it is not turning back on its words. They will continue with their actions to ensure that they get the new voters register through in April 2020. So let's listen to Mr. Bryce Simmons again.
to continue to make those claims because practically the way that the
101.1 FM A1 Radio beat them all.
We seem to have some network challenges there, but that is essentially it.
it's not through public advocacy.
All right, so let's listen to
right. They act when they
101.1 FM.
This is A1 Radio.
101.1 FM.
So we sincerely apologize for the technical hitches there, but in fact, what the Imani Ghana is saying is that they are not buying into what the EC say. So the think tank has urged the Electoral Commission to reconsider its position on acquiring a new electoral system software and the compilation of a new voters register for the 2020 general elections. Mr. Bryce Simon, the Vice President of Imani, said the new system was expensive and could reduce the quality of elections due to limited time. Speaking at the press briefing in Accra on Tuesday, Mr. Simon said the Commission had limited time to go through the technical processes such as system configuration and rigorous testing before it was deployed for the registration and elections. Now, he expressed concern over EC's decision to source the software contract, saying it was a recipe for bribery and corruption. Mr. Simmons urged or suggested that the EC replace the broken down equipment to augment the already existing ones to reduce cost. Touching on the EC's plan to carry out a mass registration in April, the Vice President expressed concern over the costs the country would incur, therefore entreated the electoral management body to rather focus on registering fresh voters to reduce cost. So that is Bryce Simmons from Imani Ghana, giving reasons as to what makes them think that the Electoral Commission is not on the right path in acquiring a new voters register and also awarding the software contract to a company they say is involved in obnoxious activities. So let's settle down. You can join the conversation via our WhatsApp line 0245 17 17 11 0245 17 17 11 as well as SMS, and you can leave your comments on our Facebook page at A1 Radio 101.1 megahertz. A1 Radio 101.1 megahertz is our Facebook page that you can watch and listen to the discussion. Also on TuneIn is A1 Radio 101.1 megahertz. So with me in the studio, I have the regional deputy communications director of the NPP with me in the studio, Johnson Ayine. We're also expecting the panelists from the NDC or the representative from the NDC to join us pretty shortly on for the discussion. So that's it. As you are listening, you can send your messages intermittently on the show so that we able to read them on the platform here. So Johnson, good morning.
Morning, in-law.
Yeah, I hope you're fine.
I'm fine.
And my in-laws are doing well.
They are doing well.
All right.
How are you too?
Oh, I'm fine by
How's my sister and the kid?
They are fine.
Okay.
Okay. Daybreak again. We need to talk about national issues.
Yeah.
How prepared are you towards the upcoming parliamentary primaries? Is there any change, or you are going as planned?
Yeah. Thank you. Good morning to you. And good morning to our able producers.
Okay.
And our listeners out there. Yeah. I think so far and currently no new date has been fixed apart from the date that we know, the 25th of April elections. And we still stand by it unless maybe something untoward happened that would compel us to maybe reschedule. But we are still with the date. Aspirants are going around campaigning, talking to delegates and what have you for them to vote according to their wishes. And we still encourage them that the atmosphere should continue this way. We don't want to record any skirmishes, any violence. We should avoid using some interpreted language, politics of insult, integration. It doesn't help the party. So I would plead that all aspirants should speak to issues. Tell the delegates what you think you can do for them, and especially the larger constituency. That's better than casting windows, trying to run each other down. We're all one, and all of us have Ghana at heart and our various constituencies at heart. We're all trying to do what is good for all of us. So I'm happy so far, so good. And to the delegates, whoever comes to meet you, and you find out that the person is going overboard, the person is putting a Mr. Yoni Kolendi was appointed. I was chatting with some of my friends and what have you. And even we called our friend and told that the community route have been tied. So that tells you the laxity in terms of development as far as that region is concerned. So I would appeal to all of us that the MPP has done a lot. The Ngagari, the CCCD, the
last time I saw the
Kulungu was very fantastic. And the Tamil Dam, you know, behind the Tamil Dam, you know, that beach, very big, if you go there and see the work that have been done there, very big one, a lengthy, very nice beach has been constructed there. You come through my road after Naga, you are proceeding to Kadema, you go there, Sabalka, it's being bleached, my community road is being, even the president will be cutting a short when he visits the region this man. The excitement and the development is out there. So we need the MPP to take power. We need also to increase our numbers. We need to win more seats. We need to increase the presidential vote. So that we'll get more appointees, we'll get our local capacity built, so that we'll be able to get more for Upper East region. So I'm appealing to the delegates, get there, vote accordingly, vote for development. Don't look at your packet. Don't think that this person have given.
But that is
Let us
important.
look for people.
It's also important.
It's also important that we should not bargain or sell our thumbprint. We should be able to tell the people that we love the party, we love the development, not necessarily the highest bidder. So that we'll get candidates that will enhance our development, that will make sure that we win seats and win more.
Youth.
Yes, boss, and action.
That is a Bongo Youth Commander MDC. The controversial Alfred Awuni.
Yes.
Honorable Peter Yembe says body.
Oh, not body. Politically, not body. But no, socially fine, but politically not body.
Oh, okay.
Peter cannot do foco.
He can't do foco. He's
coming
to floor you in the upcoming elections.
No. What is dam? He's coming to floor you in the elections, and you say he can't do this mischief. Let's not be mischief.
The election of the presiding member day. The DCE told you in your face at the presence of myself. That he has constructed a dam in your area.
The DCE
the dam is not blah blah blah, and they said that the DC offer his own car, official car, that all of us should sit on the car and they would drove to the place.
Okay.
No,
you give up.
I think that is not the reason for the Abobo dam was already there. It's just that you went and decided to dredge it. It is not that you constructed me.
Alright, so
I didn't want to talk about those things. You ask anybody that is that dam was already there.
So he's trying to say that you can do Foko.
He can do Foko.
No, I can do Foko. You can ask anybody.
I left Bromo around 11:30 p.m. there.
Let's hear him, Alfred.
I think we have to go and do a proper work there. It is an existing dam that
Alfred, I want us to listen.
And I went there with my younger brother.
Okay.
Oh, but why?
I'll give you your time.
When we were going and we approved the street lights, the guy said, "Wow."
Around 11 p.m.
No, when we were going around 7:38. Then around 11 p.m. when we were returning, 11:30 p.m. there about that we were returning home. In fact,
you thought you were in Dubai.
Exactly. The man can do Foko. He has done well. This is the first time that you have seen a DCE for Bomo that have performed.
That's not true.
Creditably.
All right, so
we must be honest.
Let's hear him. Johnson, let's hear him. Let's remain calm.
Let me say a very good morning to all of you here, including my good friend Ablakwa. Let me also use this medium to sympathize with those who got involved in accidents and got charged, I think, the day before yesterday. I understand some of them come from
most of them Nabdam area. Two survivors from Nabdam.
Yes.
Two survivors from Nabdam.
That is true.
The police officer who died is also from Nabdam. There's also one woman also from Dasabligo. Understand is part of it. So it's
my condolence to the Brief family. In fact, it's a nasty scene. And I think that is the second time within a year, should I say, if not a year, close to a year. I think the other one, I think about 70 people perished and charged bent. And then this one 3 days ago, another one
so bad,
also involving people burning. I saw the scene on social media, and in fact I couldn't eat. But what can we do? We only pray that leadership should work. I think they should increase road safety campaign and measures to make sure that we stop these carnages. It is not good. As a country growing, a developing country, and now we are now middle earning income country that is seeing all these nasty incidents. I think it's not good.
It's not good for us.
I understand even yesterday another one happened in Walwale, which about 10 people got injured. I think it is not fine. Let's use this medium and also tell the drivers and GPRTU and the transport owners to do the right thing and do the needful. We can't continue to be losing our human resource like that. I think we're also in a Lent season, especially with those who are Christians. We wish, and especially the Catholics. We wish everybody a happy Lent, a good Lent devoid of problems. And let's pray that going to election 2020, I think there'll be peace and tranquility. I think the proper thing should be done, and then we have the elections done devoid of problems.
All right. So those of you for the online streaming, you can also get to YouTube and search for A1 Radio Live. We have a channel there, the YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to watch us live there aside the Facebook Live. So it's A1 Radio TV, A1 Radio TV on YouTube. So you'll be able to watch us live with as well as on Facebook. Facebook is A1 Radio 101.1 MHz. Tune in is A1 Radio 101.1 MHz. So I was just getting Johnson's view about how prepared they were for the upcoming parliamentary primary. I don't know if you have anything to say about that or.
Yes, exactly. I have. I think I was in a car coming. Unfortunately, not the police are doing their work. They're checking roadworthy and driver's licenses. That made me delay a bit, but I think my apologies to listenership. Well, you see, obvious mischief that my good friend will come and sit and be talking about all these things. That Cabo is over there. Cabo has already lost. He has already lost because there were reasons why Cabo won that seat, and you particularly you are aware because of the happenings, the misunderstandings between Samson and then lawyer. What's the name? Former deputy elections director, Bitzeden. And so that created that problem. And we know Cabo himself is not in the scene again. How many times have we heard Cabo? He himself knows very well. He's only in Gimpa doing law. We are aware that he that seat is lost. I don't know what road is constructed there, because I know the Upper West Terrain very well. I don't see anything like we don't see anything here. I heard our Greater Accra Regional Communications Officer talk about projects that have been constructed under this regime as against the borrowing of our 120 billion Ghana cedis, unprecedented borrowing as against infrastructure. You see, there's nothing. They have never started a project of their own that I have seen, apart from a toilet. And they alleged one village, one down. They've started one village, one down. That's what I'm saying. But it's a charade. The warehouse. Well, I don't think that it is not complete. It's not yes, it's complete. I don't think it is. It is for me. I don't think that's the construction of the Kulungungu Bridge. Have you seen that? Is it not part of the contract given to these Brazilians? No. Some bridges were identified to be constructed, and but I know that the road construction is from Bolga to Plumanco. Fine, but that notwithstanding, if you go to Sandem from this area, they are constructing a bridge, a big bridge. No, that one started in our era. We awarded that one. Is it not that on the River Sicily to cross the Upper West from Doninga? That area. No, that contract is awarded. He knows. Okay. Virtually all the big contracts were initiated by the NDC. I get what I'm saying, but I believe that as a government, you see, as a country, we have to go by the principles of continuity. And so I don't begrudge them when they are continuing. But if you are measuring the number of borrowings that these people have had, it's unprecedented as against the infrastructure they are putting up. You see that they haven't done anything because 80 billion 8 years that the NDC had. You have gotten about almost 130 billion within 3.5 years. 8 years we had about 80 billion. You have gone to borrow about. You left 125 billion, and they I'm talking about what we borrowed. I got as against what they have borrowed within 3 years. It is unprecedented, and he knows very well. Let's not behave as if ostriches and face the issues head on. It is not about mischief. I got what I'm saying. Now the seats that they are talking about, I don't know. I don't think Penka. Their strong man is Penka, and Penka will floor him because he also knows why we won that seat. Penka won that seat because of Dr. Sana against. There was some confusion. Yes, the two candidates went, and Timpano is a stronghold of NDC. So Penka is a strong man, and they wanted him to go independent. They gagged him as against other people who wanted to go. I think it is not fair. By and large, I look at. I think let me talk. Let me just talk. Let me talk. Because as for your deputy regional minister Fusini, he's already whether he wins with the primaries or he wins he loses. He's out of the game because he cannot get that seat. Really, Frank cannot get that seat. Well, their own people have begun throwing him away. Maybe the best person that may come and try his luck is that doctor who has come. But as for Fusini, he's out. Now let's come to Navrongo Central. That is a place that's very interesting. The Almighty. And you know what they are doing? No. They are fighting a game as against Alan camp and then Akufo-Addo's camp. That's what they are. Oh, it is assumed that who's from Alan? Who is from Alan? Akufo-Addo is Alan. Are you I'm not aware. I'm telling you. I think you're a political connoisseur. You should know. He's from Alan camp. Oh yes, of course. But you should know what is happening. So that comes so it is believed that that's why the regional minister said unless Akufo-Addo, President Akufo-Addo, that can stop her from contesting. Other than that, any other body is just minus. So it is that a struggle between the Alan John Kufuor faction against Akufo-Addo faction, and so it is good for us. I don't know after that whoever wins, I don't know what's going because STC is a very strong candidate. He's a strong man, and the speak out. You saw him very very affable, moving up and down, strong, energetic. I think he's the showboy for Navrongo. So by and large, I think that it is good for NDC. Look at the disqualifications that has engulfed the process. Most of their candidates. I'm talking about the generic. Look at how Adele got frustrated. Look at the challenger of Bunsu, majority leader, how he suffered. Look at Katie Hammond. Look at how he's suffering. Adele look at Addison. Look at from Plateau Kole to where Akuapem North or what kind of thing is that? Are you a bat? And so their processes are not anything that the NDC is afraid of. Okay. So we're going to see now. We're going to win and we're going massively.
All right.
Thank
you.
All that you are saying is
all
just
right.
to...
Alfred, thank you very much. So, it's 47 minutes into 8, and you're still live on Daybreak RPS. Or Day One Radio 101.1 FM. Let me remind you that Khaled Express Loan is a leading financial institution that gives instant loans and high purchase of all kinds of products like motorcycles, fridges, microwaves, laptops, air conditioners, blenders, freezers, burners, rice cookers, and flat screens. They also have mobile phones as well. Khaled Express Loan is located directly opposite STC yard in Mbura. Contact them on 020 46 49962 or 0544 1961 77. Amen Scientific Herbal Hospital is also your destination to deal with any ailment that you are or any illness that you are bedeviled with, because they are internationally recognized. They have branches in Nigeria, Burkina Faso, and La Côte d'Ivoire that can attest that they are on top of the game. So if you have malaria, fever, hepatitis, male and female, infertility, gonorrhea, any other transmitted disease, with the exception of coronavirus and Ebola, they can treat it. EPM, they have the electronic pulse massager, surgeon bed, also the manual massaging, physiotherapy, and naturopathy is also available. So the medicines are also certified by the Food and Drugs Authority, and they use homeopathic drugs. We have qualified nurses and doctors. So quickly come to Amen Scientific Herbal Hospital for treatment. Location that positioned on former Zoom Lion office from the main lorry station to the Black Star Road near Jubilee Park. They work from Monday to Saturday between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them on 020 31 84439 or 050 32 59 061. Now let's start with the easy matters arise. We end the conversation with the pulling down of political or party posters in Ablekuma. You heard us speak with the regional communications officer of the NDC in the Greater Accra. And then the response from the MC as well. He says he's not aware that that is what is happening, but if he gets to know that that is actually the reality on the ground, he will apologize. So Johnson, Imani Ghana and their latest commentary on the EC and the software, and they are called for them not to just continue the process at all. Do you think that this issue should have been left to lie while the EC is allowed to do its work without interjection from institutions like Imani and other political parties?
Well, thank you once again. Before I get to that point, if disqualifications to the end is understanding is bad, Laji Dori is also listening from Boku, and what happened to him, I'm sorry to him, and I have known Boku and I have known that young guy well. I have known that young guy well. His contributions as far as the development of Boku is concerned. You remember 2015 there about he spent his own money to even tie some stretch of road in Boku. But he was disqualified. So if disqualification of candidates is evil, then it means you have visited evilness on that gentleman. So that is it.
I know this.
When we see the hypocrisy of the NDC is that
I know, but I don't want to bring it on board.
When you tell them, oh, we have done this, they initiated it. As if they were in power for only 2016. 8 years in power. You initiated a project from 2009. 8 years, you couldn't complete. We are there. We have initiated those projects. They are going on. You say we are doing nothing. We point it to you. You say, oh, it is you people who initiated. Why didn't you complete if you had initiated it? So your hypocrisy, the debt that he's talking of, if you don't know how debt is managed, as we speak, the 22 billion Ghana that we are paying as interest of loans was not borrowed by Nana Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration.
Was it only through borrowing that you could pay those interests? That
I'm telling you, that debt that every year from 2017 we budgeted 16 billion Ghana to pay for payment of debt, just interest, not principal. 2018 we budgeted 17 point something. 2019 we budgeted over 19 billion. As we speak, it's over 22 billion. Then we are budgeted for payment of interest of loans, not principals. Was it Akufo-Addo Bawumia that borrowed that money?
So that's what I was asking. Is
so
it only borrowing that you can settle some of
these? There are some of the debt that they have gone for with high interest rate. So we are profiling. The economic situation today is attracting lower interest rate. So if you Sami had owed me 10,000 Ghana cedis with interest rate of 20%, and today, due to better management of the economy, the interest rate has come down 10%. You will come back to me borrowed and serviced the old debt. So in other words, you are coming to me to tell me that okay.
Are you not cutting and pasting? How about the debt that you are?
That is how you manage debt.
Okay.
You cannot say that you should continue. The books of 20% should still sit on your papers.
Okay.
You must make sure that the current situation, prevailing market low interest rate, you should be able to what? Re-roll over the debt with a lower interest rate.
That's okay.
And let me give you some simple analysis of how you people say, oh, what have you borrowed for? You inherited a total debt of 9.5 billion Ghana cedis in 2009. You moved the debt to 122 billion.
Okay.
Minus 9.5 billion from the 122 billion. That was the fiscal space that was created for you to embark on development.
All right. I think
today, as we speak, we inherited 122 billion. Today is around 214 billion. Minus 120 billion to 240 billion.
I think you have made your point.
How much is left?
You've made your point. I don't want
for you to get a fiscal space to also
right.
enhance infrastructure.
Thank you.
Upon all that, you have implemented planting for food, a job that you are enjoying today.
Well noted.
You have implemented free education that you are enjoying today.
I didn't go through my economics notes, so I didn't actually prepare for.
So let me tell you that if you don't know how debt is managed,
let us stay in line.
Yeah.
Let us stay in line.
With regards to the commander,
let's start with the EC.
The EC with the register, the new register. You see, Bryce Simon in Imani Ghana, there is an organization that I do like.
Okay.
They have some sad brains and what have you. Where we have gotten to,
okay,
I think that yesterday presentation was unnecessary. We have terminated the contract between the EC and the providers of the current register.
Okay.
They have terminated. That contract has come to end.
Is it that it has terminated or the contract
duration has come to end?
All right.
So there hasn't been any renewal.
Right.
Since this lady took over, the complaint of the accessibility of the data as far as EC is concerned.
All right.
They don't have access to the data. Even cleaning of their machines and what have you there, they don't have. They have to bring those people from Israel to come and do all those things at a cost.
Okay.
So we're spending about $4 million yearly in just cleaning those systems that were put in place. So the woman told her, no, we were just doling this money out there for nothing. So why can't we put up a system that will be able to manage it locally?
All right.
So they didn't renew the contract. You see, my fears is that what we are rather trying to crash this country.
Who is trying to crash?
Those that are opposing the EC decision.
So anyone who is opposing it is trying to crash.
Because where we have gotten to,
right,
there's no turning point. By this time, like the thinkers, they should leave the politicians making our political noise and what have you.
Says who that there's no turning point where we have reached.
Where we have reached, the EC says that looking at the system, they can't continue with it.
Okay.
They are going for a new register. So if you are still arguing with them, we are creating more problem.
All right.
Before you realize, you may be compiling the register somewhere in November, or it may beat us, and we will not have elections.
That'll be chaotic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So by this time, as far as the EC have taken that decision, and we have gotten to this level, okay, no problem. If the value for money thing that we are for it.
Okay.
Can all of us come together and see how we can deal with the value for money issue? We should giving up. Okay, the EC have taken that decision. Let's allow them to change the register. But if we think that it's too costly, how are we going to do to beat it down? We should have been making some proposals that will help us get a new register that will work for all of us.
Some proposals have been made. Is it that you are not the EC
in
is
terms
not
of
ready to listen? Or
the EC had been listening to them. The woman was one of them.
Okay.
Was the woman not part of the Imani Ghana, these think tanks in this country? She was the head of IEA.
Okay.
So what has changed? Are they telling me they don't have access to the woman? And how many times, even to the point that the woman is now quiet? When she was trying to speak, she's speaking too much. She's not, the way she speaks doesn't sound good. She should be a unifier. She's now quiet. Bossman was also talking. Bossman is now quiet.
The question is, why are you quiet again?
And you are saying that why is she quiet again? Where is this sending us to?
Okay.
I'm listening to big issues on Saturday when Dr. Okuboy, that very intelligent MP, was making the presentation.
His works, I admire.
And look at all what he narrated.
Okay.
And I'm not surprised. See this argument that we have been making. That's how MP for Bolga is quiet.
Okay.
Because he represents the minority as far as that board is concerned at the EC.
He's quiet.
Has he ever uttered in one single word?
What do you want him to say? The party has come out with a stand.
The party came out with it. NPP came out with a stand. Oku Boy has also come out to tell us what transpired for that period that they have found themselves in that boardroom. Are you talking?
Okay.
No. It may be that he might have advised his party and they refused. It may be that he may come out and say certain things that some evidence will adduce, meanings and whatever you can be produced to say that you support this, like what the disgrace that we have given to Haruna Idusu when he supported new register and all of a sudden they turned. The audio is being played everywhere.
All right.
It is not helping us as a country. Go and look at archives. I was even trying to get to you, but unfortunately the data was having problems.
All right.
In 2015, when we were making the argument for new register, what was the stand of Imani? So what had changed?
What did they say in 2015? What was they say?
In 2015, Imani was in support of new register. So what had changed? So at times you ask yourself, what are we doing as a country? But like others says, if you are running an independent organizations and what have you, NGOs, CSOs and what have you, it's a way of also soliciting support.
Okay.
To make your institution relevant so that you can continue to get funding. But to me, where it has gotten to, Imani as a think tank, as an independent NGO or maybe CSO, so that we say, okay, where we have gotten to, we can compound the situation.
Right.
Let us rather see how we can help the system to be well. It will never make sense for any of us that a register that took her to Supreme Court, a register that even in the ruling, recommendations were made for the EC to clear the register. A register that an individual of this state took to court and won the case. When Abu Ramadan took the EC to court, he won the case.
On the issue of the NHIS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they were directed to go and cleanse it and take those, expunge those names, those that registered with the health insurance card.
Okay.
They came out, even they were reluctant. They have to go back to court again for the Supreme Court to direct them to do it. Then they came out with 56,000 names.
Okay.
Which many people even came out that they did not use health insurance card to register. And we wanted to still go with that register to elections. So if the EC is saying that we are going to do this, and everybody or some people think that it will never happen, and they are passing some commentary that you see them and it's unfortunate.
Okay.
Everybody is trying to pollute the mind of Ghanaians that the EC also want to do that and chop. And we're creating this perception of corruption there. And when the corruption figures come out, it will be the same thing that will cry that Ghana is corrupt. Okay. Meanwhile, you are the influencer of the corruption perception. Because anybody that listening said, oh, the EC want to award the contract and also chop. Awarding contracts to replenish or maybe buy additional BV this. Wouldn't they also chop? Your logic today that you are saying that they can maybe add additional BVDs.
Okay.
Is it not procurement too?
Right.
Can they also chop there?
Okay.
If they are to do limited registration today and their intention is just to also get money to chop, can they do it?
Okay.
Why are we polluting the atmosphere? Trying to say that people want to chop money.
Okay.
And when you instill this in people's mind, then they put a questionnaire before you whether this institution is corrupt or not. They score high.
All right.
They will be the same people that will come out and say, oh, Ghana is corrupt. Who is the enabler of that kind of perceptions?
Okay.
It is ourselves.
Right.
So I think it's unfortunate that Iman is still pushing this thing to this level. The EC have even embarked on procurement.
Okay.
Terminating the procurement at this stage will not help all of us.
Okay.
If you have problem with the cost, let us get back to the negotiation table.
Okay.
And we can offer alternatives. Now we think this cost is this. Let us do it this way. And I think Imani can have access to the EC
boss, right?
They can even organize a meeting with EC, and all of them will sit on round table.
Okay.
And they will discuss figure to figure.
All right.
That would be better than organizing press conferences, doing all those kind of things. It is not helping us a country.
Okay.
And those who think they are so happy that these things are happening, they were the people that just from 3 years ago or 4 years ago told us that give the EC peace of mind to work.
All right.
Today we are doing the contrary. So are we telling the people of this country that this time we will not give them peace of mind to work?
So the call you are making with your party is that the EC is an autonomous organ to supersede our elections. Whatever they think will be right for the country, we should allow them to. But if there's a need for us to run checks and balances, we can do that.
Exactly.
All right.
And we don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Because it's money that we are going to spend. So if you think that we have alternative companies that can deliver that same results for us with lesser cost, we are for it.
We are for it, right.
But to say that, we are fighting with them seriously, which, you see, at times we ought to be careful whatever we are doing as a people. We ought to be careful. I'll keep on asking this question, and I'll be happy if my brother would be able to answer me. Even though he wasn't the constituency you talk either, but he was a key member. I'm sure you were one of the 99. Honorable Akuruka Sampana was produced NDC membership biometric card.
Okay.
Where did they get his bio data?
To do that.
My deputy regional secretary was produced a biometric card.
Elvis Figo. Okay.
How did they do it? Where did they get his bio data? When we were told that the data of the EC was sold to a private company and no amount of money was accounted for, what happened?
But
if somebody comes to you,
it's my understanding that every political party can apply and you get the voters register. I don't know whether it's the manual one or they can give you the entire, they can give you hard copy or soft copy. And that's but you cannot have access to the bio data. Okay. That is why today as we speak, when you lose your ID card, you can go to some of the community centers and they produce you one, but that one is fake. You have to get back to the system, to EC, and put your fingerprints on it for your information to pop up. Then they will print it for you. All right. So the bio data is not accessible to even the EC themselves. Not to talk about political parties. All right. But a certain party has that access. And they produce biometric information and print biometric cards for people. Okay. How did they get it? Right. So at times you ask yourself, why should we be doing this to ourselves as a country? Okay. So to me, yes, let us continue the principle that the NDC propounded when they were in power. Okay. That the EC should be given peace of mind. To work. It's an autonomous body. It's an independent body. Okay. We should not interfere in their activities and all those kind of things. And I remember what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said in Bolga here when he came and met us. That some people are trying to say that if it is not their way, never. They are unnecessarily putting pressure on the EC, creating fear and panic, and all those kind of things. If those days it was unnecessary, if those days were creating fear and panic, let us also understand that today you are also doing that same. And he who knows better and begins to do the wrong thing, I would not want to say it's an evil person, but you may not be far different from the evil. Right. Because you can make a mistake, but if you know that this is a mistake and you still go ahead to commit it, it means you are not different from the evil. All right. So as where we have gotten to, my friends, they have changed their own register that elected John Dramani Mahama in 2014 or 2015. They have changed their own register. Their own register. The register that took them to the 2014 or 2015 primaries. But he's here. He can just confirm. Yeah, they changed it. You just confirm that. They changed that register because that register, every card bearing member of NDC. I only know they changed their voting pattern. No, they changed the register. Instead of widening the electoral college, they reduced it to delegates. What are you doing? They came back to delegate system. So what are you doing? Not changing the voters register. So you think that register that were having names of thousands was still the same register that they used? Okay. Alfred is here. Thank you very much.
Register.
Thank you,
They
Johnson.
don't register produce your Mahamas.
All right. Thank you.
They are flag bearer. Don't register produce your MPs. 106 MPs in Parliament, and we have changed it.
All right. Thank you,
So
Johnson.
don't use this register produce Akufo-Addo as president.
Okay.
You people, the register that produce your MPs and your flag bearer. You change that register.
All right, thank you, Johnson.
Let
me acknowledge that the online streaming is supported by Latest Phone in Bogatanga. You can call the depot on 02082 36887. 02082 36887. That's Latest Phone Boga depot for your home. For your home decoration. If you want to get mattresses of different sizes and all that, you can get it for your offices as well. Rabaco's Enterprise Home Appliance also available. You can call them on 050-8636-307. Rabaco's is in Boga here, and it deals in all manner of home appliances. You can visit them on the Commercial Street, formerly of the NDC constituency regional office, NDC regional office. You can also get to Modern City Limited. They are supporting us this morning on the online streaming. They are also in Boga, and they deal in home and office supplies. Call them on 0200-8160-93. You can leave your messages on our Facebook page at A1 Radio 101.1 MHz. I also like to acknowledge that we are live on Big Sun Information Center in Bogatanga. We're also live on Ashama Information Center in the Nabdan District, as well as Goa Filling Station opposite OA Travel and Tour. Now let me come to the youth commander for Bongo. I saw that you folded your arms and you were watching your brother.
No, yes.
Dribbling you. He was dismantling you. Your propaganda.
Nice.
He was dismantling your propaganda.
Sammy, let's go. Don't chop into my time. You know something?
No.
Let's come back to the earlier statement I raised, of which he decided to, as well, mischievously, pollute gainings.
Okay.
You see, there's no loan that you go for without servicing it. There's no loan. And so if you assume that we went for that amount of loan and we are servicing it, it's normal. We're looking at the trends, we're looking at the quantum and the window period. From 80 billion to about 220 something billion within 3.5 years still beats my imagination. And we cannot, as it stand, physically see what you're using the monies for. All you're using the monies for is that you're using to pay your ministers. About 125 ministers that you have, employed so far. Every ministry has a special assistant, communication person, and all those things. You have bloated the public, purse, and so you are chopping. You're using how much did you think you were to get if there was no money? How much did you think you were to get from the national coffers if you think you didn't have money and you were employing about 125-26 ministers?
Right.
And so let him know that is not it. Two, I am saying that look, oil revenue alone, as of 2015, 2015-2016, the oil revenue that we had was about 3 billion. Now you have about 434 billion of oil revenue. What? Google. Please, you allow me to talk. That's why you allow me be gentle. Dollars. I'm talking about dollars.
Okay.
I just we have about $5 billion. You about $3.2 billion that we had as our 2015-2016. As of 2019, you have gotten about $434 billion. That alone is a quantum of money that you can use to balance your deficit.
And these figures can be credited to which?
Of course, go to Ghana web and Google.
All right.
It's there, Google. Right. And so don't come and sit here and just suppose that we have gone for loans and you are coming to pay interest. The loans you have accrued, definitely you pay for interest, but you are keeping quiet. You don't want to unveil it so that we know how much you are paying. And I've said that these people are good at keeping figures secrecy, and that is not helping the growth of the country. We say everything is rosy, but the people are suffering on the ground. Let's not come here and decide to be polluting people. Now let me come back to the issue. You see, Sammy, I think it's very bad, and I think anything that is happening today, if this country is plunged into chaos, we have to blame the NPP. You see, right from the inception of former hard-working and recognized electoral commissioner Charlotte Osei, these people used so many derogatory remarks against her and went further to say that senior members of the party, that when they win, they were going to make sure she's fired and dismissed. And they did that historically. It has never happened. Procurement breaches. This government, how many procurement breaches haven't they gone through? But they're keeping quiet. So you're using procurement breaches to fire him and make sure that you actually walk the talk of your statement. Okay. I think that's very bad and it's very shameful. Now, let's come. Common sense will tell us that this thing, it is technically, administratively, socially, and economically wrong. In all aspects to compile new register.
All right.
It is economically wrong. It is socially wrong.
Why is it
technically wrong? Thank you. Now, as we sit now, do you know what the EC has budgeted for in this budget? In their own budget, they said that they were going to use about 50 billion Ghana cedis to compile new register.
Is it 50 million? 50
yeah, 50. Say around 50 billion, 52 billion thereabout.
Is it billion or million?
Billion, 52. I know 52 billion Ghana cedis or million, whatever. Whether million or billion, I know 52 million Ghana cedis. I get what I'm saying. Now they came. The budget they prepared, the special budget alone, is costing about 74 million or billion Ghana cedis.
All right.
So clearly they have contradicted themselves. Two, you know something? This money, that they are using could have socially been used to, as it were, build other infrastructure to benefit people. Look, now, as I said, there are children in my district who are sleeping on their floor and writing exams.
Which of the schools?
I don't want to talk about that. I'm talking about there are people as we stand now in some of the districts. You like a medium man, go to Bolga East, go to Bongo, where you come from, go to Namdam, go and check. These communities are close to you. Go and check. Children are still writing on their stomachs. Bend down on their stomachs or lie on their stomachs and write an exam. So if you have used that one to have even bought, let's say, even 20 furniture for them, won't it solve the problem? Now, economically, Master, you know how Ghana is now. You know our situation now.
How is the situation?
The situation is very difficult.
It depends on where you are speaking from.
So you don't feel it?
No, that's what I'm saying. No.
Everything. Look, the hardship is too much.
Okay.
So I was thinking that you say you don't have money.
Yeah.
And where did you get this money? We know that yes, international bodies support. But if they support, why don't you channel it to where you think that you can use to leverage the people? Technically, look, this March, you're saying that April.
But let me get this correction.
Yes.
You said external bodies are helping the EC.
Yeah, of course, we know that.
But the issue is that they are supposed to be autonomous. So if they are getting international interference, how can they do the?
That's the issue. This one is a known fact that EU supports that one, and some of the international organizations support EC to carry out. It is a known fact. But my problem is that whether the international body supports you or government supports you, those amount of money could have been used to leverage the citizenry. It is useless for you to think that a register that you just used it recently to organize all these elections. You, your EC yourselves came around to say that the register, the BVR and BVD are very credible, because if you look at the success rate, it's around 99%
in the district assembly election.
Yes, it's about 99%.
And it was the same register that they used to elect President Akufo-Addo.
I am coming there. It's the same thing. And you know what happened again? You Baumia made a serious allegation that the register was bloated, and we asked for evidence. As at now, we have not seen evidence.
Okay.
As we sit now, Baumia has failed to provide. So all he came to do was to come and throw dust into the people's eyes, and it's not helping matters. Let's be honest as leaders. Let's be honest as social or corporate organizations, and make sure we move Ghana forward. Look, as we sit now, you know the procurement process. The people, they are contracting them to come and then take charge of the system. Are saying that unless 3 months, they have to give them 3 months grace period before they could actually carry out the exercise. Where in April, March now, you claim that April you are going to conduct the elections, the mass registration. The people are saying that you have to give them 3 months, and so if they are giving you 3 months, then it means that it has to eat into June. And how many months are left for us to carry out elections? About 4 months. And so what have we done to other political parties and other citizenry? Currently, there is a serious issue, coronavirus. This one, when we were even bringing our issue, we didn't know that this issue will come. This pandemic will arise. Now, international bodies even footballers, they are trying to make sure that you do not have social contact to people. You are aware of this. As a president of this republic, you have banned your ministers from flying. Why? Because you think that is a social event, and when they go, they are likely to contact people and they might get the virus. This registration that we are going to do is likely to be confronted by the same, because when you go there, you don't know, people will be sneezing, you will be touching, you will do all those kind of things. Of course, please let me land. Just be gentle. Just be gentle like I was. Just be gentle like I was. Just be gentle like I was. I see. No, just be gentle like I was. So you get what I'm saying. So this is not what we're supposed to do. Looking at what is confronting us, and we are saying that, look, after all, what at all will that change? Because the same register you used and you clicked against is the same register that you won about 800 votes. Okay. 800,000 votes.
They say 1 million.
Oh, it's not up to 1 million. You know these people, they pedal falsehood. You see, just find a way to make sure that you maintain it. Now, you also lied as electoral commissioner that, look, the organization of which we bought the equipment, the DVR and the DVD from, are saying that they could not, upgrade the devices. When we contacted these people, said it was a lie.
When the NDC contacted them?
Yes, when we contacted them, it's a lie. And the news is all over, the information is all over. And they are saying that it is not true that they cannot upgrade. If you want to upgrade it to include the facial recognition, you can do, and it's far cheaper. Okay. So where is the contradiction? So it presupposes that there's a scheme that is being put in place to ensure that these people waste our money, and it is not fair. As for NDC, let me tell you something. Look at the way they handled the national identification issue. People had to go and sleep on the floor till the following day before they could get opportunity to register. People couldn't even register. A lot of people couldn't register.
And some banks are not accepting the
yes, of course. Are you getting what I'm saying? And now you are going to use the same system, and look, you are going to frustrate the people. Because if this pilot could bring a lot of frustrations to innocent people who wanted to do the registration and couldn't do it, how much more this exercise, this issue where everybody is thinking that it is the power thump, you are going to create a lot of problems. Besides, the year is busy. We are saying that this year is a year for the PHC, the Population and Housing Census, that we are going to capture everybody.
That one has even been postponed.
Yes, of course, because they themselves know that the issues, the processes are not easy. Okay. Now it's the same year we are going to, campaign, because this is the time that we have to sell our messages, go to the people. You are saying that the same year we should use it. The same year, 2019, you used a system and make sure that you actually capture those who hadn't gotten 18 years. Okay. You upgraded it. Why couldn't you have used it? Because if you did exhibition, those who had their names, double, were removed. You did exhibition, those who think didn't qualify were removed. Yeah. So the register is credible because you had the opportunity to do exhibition, you had the opportunity to register, you had the opportunity to use it twice in elections.
I'm coming. Let me get this clear. So after, if they manages to get through with this new registration exercise, would they do exhibition again?
They are supposed to do exhibition. I see. Because that's the procedure, and so that's why we're talking about time limit. And when are you going to make sure you open up for exhibition? When are you sure? And the process, like I'm saying, the people are saying that unless 3 months, so it's June. Okay. Already, it means your time, your window, grace period is already flawed. Okay. And so your time, your budget is already done what? Is thrown away. And so you should reason up as electoral commission and know that, look, these 2020 elections, it's not easy. Right. And so I am so sad that it's like Jane Mensah, who prior to the 2016 election was advising Charlotte Osei against similar issues, will come herself and today rather take the whole thing on her shoulder and move ahead to do all these things. It doesn't support the cause. Now, when Ghana bends, it is them. All right. I am telling you, when Ghana bends, because NDC will never go to sit down.
Are you planning to do something?
I'm telling you something.
Are you planning to do something untoward?
No, the problem is that some of us believe that, some of us, looking at all I've put across, it's not reasonable. Some of us think that there's a fishy deal. And the fishy deal is that they want to subvert the will of the people in favor of a particular political party. And that is the MPP, of which we will not allow. We will not allow.
In what form are you going to do that?
Oh, there are a lot of forms. There are a lot of forms. We have already begun the series, and I'm telling you, we are not going to sit down as a political party. You see, all the time, and when we go to our grassroots, we have to sometimes tell them that cool down. The people are irritating. The grassroots is swelling against all these fishy deals because people do not understand. I just got registered, let's say last 4 months, about before the assembly elections. Immediately after, just 2019. I registered, and you are telling me to come. That one is discarded. I have to come and queue again and register for what?
Okay.
For what? Are you telling me that if I have got opportunity to travel outside the country to do my business, or I have something to do, or I'm sick at that period that I couldn't come to register, I will be disfranchised? What system is that? Why do you throw all? The option is that go open the register. Look, you have people in the communities, you have your party faithfuls. Let them come and scrutinize. If you think that somebody's name is there that is not supposed to be there, you expunge the name.
Okay.
That's how we do, administratively we do things. You just don't come to say, I'm scrapping everything off and I'm starting afresh. When you have used the system just recently, and when the producers of the equipment are telling you that, look, there are options that you can do it and even do it at a cheaper price. What kind of line is
let's come back to Johnson's claim. He said, if it's your own register that you used in your 2016,
that's mischief. They're all registered. Haven't they thrown it out? Because I know they are delegates, and it's not everybody that will win at the polling station.
Okay.
And so you have an option to clean it and check it.
Right.
And if you don't, all you do is that you upgrade it. And so if I was not a polling station officer at 2016, around 2016, to vote. If I was a police station executive and I voted 2016 and I contested and I couldn't win, I don't have opportunity to vote. Definitely my name will be expunged. So definitely the same thing that they also did. So you shouldn't sit there. That's why he's also saying
change of register.
Please.
It's different from what you are
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's the same thing.
It's the
same thing. If you are telling us that because the register you used to conduct your national elections is different from the register you used to conduct the previous elections. So this is just pedestrian. It's just mischief. Let's not go there. What the issue is that if what he is saying is based on anything that some of us will want to go in tandem, then this register is the register that brought Baumia and MPP to power. This is what we are talking about. Not about what is mischief. Right. Don't think about that. That thing is mischief.
Right.
So look, as young people,
answer the question.
What was the question? This one doesn't
you said that register brought Baumia and MPP to power.
Yes, of course. Of course.
The register that brought John Mahama as flag bearer and your 206 MPs to parliament
it's the same register we are saying
it's the register that you said everybody who is having NDC card should take part.
It's not true.
And that register was credible.
It's not. We are saying that look, that's
mischief to the 99.
This is mischief. The problem is no. Your party issues are different. Our party issues are different. But the simple and then the common sense and table is that look, there's no election year that a political party uses the same register to vote because definitely the delegates are different. So that is the answer I'm giving you.
The delegate difference is what I want.
But why are you doing that? Normally you are not
getting me. Sorry,
I am saying that you have a time, but all that I'm saying, listeners are.
I want you to answer my question. You
are not the host. You can't answer me questions. You are senior communicator. You don't come and hijack somebody's ask me questions for me to answer online posts. Why are you doing that?
All right. So your point is that the reason there is a variation in terms of your register as political parties is that you don't have the same delegates over time.
Yes.
There are new delegates that are coming to say a reason you have to
do away with it. But the issue is also that what he's talking about, that's what I'm saying is mischief. The issue is that we open up our electoral college and allowed everybody who is a voter and a registered member to vote. So we used to use their ID cards. But we realized that these people intruded. I won't lie. We realized that there was an intrusion. Which we discarded it. And I'm telling you, which we discarded it. This hasn't got to do with a national issue. These are inside political problem. So you don't bring. You are aware that people intruded on the register.
How can they
and it's a party matter.
All right.
I get what I'm saying. We revise like we have been revising. Every political party has a strategy. We revise and revise. That's a political party's position. We are talking about a national position. So you don't mix mischief with seriousness. This is a serious issue that we are talking about.
Your own is Michi. Your party decision.
No, you can't be asking me questions on this. But your issue is that on a serious note, Sammy, we are very serious about this issue.
Okay.
That look, if the Electoral Commission, if the BNI, National Security are listening to us, it is not well with the grassroots. We have to find a way to solve this problem. Okay. The problem is that
solving the problem is to get the EC halt the process.
Of course.
Okay.
And listen, the majority is not only Imani that is against this. I can say about 90% of the CSOs are against this.
All right.
And my problem that you are talking about consultations. Fine. Jane Mensah is doing herself as if he's a thing god. She whatever she wants is what she does. It doesn't help the cause because you are there by the people. If we have not voted Akufo-Addo wouldn't have appointed you.
Okay, thank you.
You know that the power that you have over there is a power by the citizenry. And so when you do things contrary to the will of the citizenry, the people will not sit down and allow you to do that. Whatever be the case, we will rise up. We will not allow that kind of thing to happen.
Point noted. Joseph, let me get your, because Alfred did more time than you do. You just do 2 minutes. Then we'll move. I'll come back to Alfred for the matters arising from Ablekuma, where some NDC posters have been removed and it's not quite well with them in that area.
You see, we are 6 in this room. So if we decide that the 6 of us are delegates, we go and take a decision, elect a leader. It can be classified as the register is credible. Then following year, we said, okay, the 6 were many. We have to change it to 4.
4, yeah.
That is a change.
They have revised it.
Exactly. You have changed. So as for delegates and what have you, that you make replacement. If I wasn't a delegate and I have become a delegate today, you don't respond my name and replace it with the one, or replace my name with the one that was used to be there. That's a different thing altogether. You decided that you want every card-bearing member to take part, and the outcome of that election was described by your party as credible. So when it was credible with that huge number, why do you decide to change it to smaller number? So you change it. That is why I'm saying that the credibility of that register, according to you, was not questioned. But you still revise it and brought it down. That is a change, total change. You have now developed a delegate album instead of every card-bearing member for TV. In 2 days, how can somebody who is supposed to use the fingerprints to put into a biometric machine for his information or her information to be picked, for a biometric card to be produced for the fellow, in truth, how can a popular person like a former DCE for Bongo, Akuruko Asampana, intrude into your system? You are even indicting yourself and you are making mockery of yourself.
Thank you. We'll leave it here.
Let me tell him. I want to assure everybody that we know ourselves. We eat together, we drink together. This intimidation.
But they are not intimidating. They are not intimidating. They are not creating. They are raising their content.
The grassroots is not happy what they are doing. We go to Nayorko, you and your brother Lawrence, Honorable Lawrence. You go to find Lawrence because of new register.
He never said they are going to fight.
So who is boiling?
He never said they are going to fight.
You should not be creating these impressions. Let me tell you, any young boy who is used by these people, and if NDC wins today, the unfortunate event that NDC win today, he is lobbying for youth employment director of this blah blah blah. He will not come and feed me and your wife.
But he never incited anyone. He never incited anyone. He was only making a point. He's making a passionate appeal.
They are saying that one day we will go for a new register. You boycotted Ghana card. We went ahead with it. You reverse it and you have Ghana card now. The news know you well. You people, you are indecisive party. You will never take decision. Tell me one single critical thing that the NDC ever proposed that is benefit the entire Ghanaian populace. They never take any decision. Critical decision, innovative decision. They are not innovative. So when we are trying to be innovative, they are against it. They are anti-innovativeness. So people should not take them serious. Ghana card, they rejected. Today they are holding Ghana card. Transacting business. this register will come to pass.
Okay.
They will take back. Yeah, people that are even mobilizing. Look at the limited registration. The EC office. The pickers were everywhere, passing people to the centers.
Thank you.
They have started getting motor keys, registering them to carry people to the centers. We know what you are doing.
Thank you, Johnson. Johnson is the Deputy Regional Communication Director of the NPP.
I'm shocked that Johnson will come and sit here. Like I'm saying, look, allow your small boys to be talking this way.
Okay.
How are you situating our problem, NDC's internal problem, to juxtapose as a general problem?
Okay.
And you don't do this. Again, as it's coming to sit here, innovativeness. I think the people are listening. How can you say NDC is a political party that has no innovation?
It's not that you are not innovative, that you are indecisive.
No, how can you say that? You are indecisive like what?
Tell me once again, I'm challenging you.
It's petty for me to do this. I was telling me the listeners, they know what we have done. And it is not for me to come and sit. You yourself, you are aware of it.
What?
What you yourself, you are aware.
Aware of what?
What kind of life?
I don't want
to be going there. It's a petty sort of statement that we should. And do you take those kind of things?
So do you take exception? Do you take exceptions to the description of you and your party as indecisive?
Yes. Seriously.
Why
are you saying that we are not?
My failed coup d'etat.
What has it done? Can you imagine this? Can you imagine that? Does it? Why? Be serious a bit. Be serious a bit. Don't become some of. Don't become some of the communication person. At least let's raise the bar. Let's raise the bar.
All right.
I get what I'm saying. All that we are saying, look, it's a serious thing that we are talking about.
Okay.
And I'm saying that the grassroots is swelling. As to whether I'll go and fight with my own brother who's an MPP, Lawrence, or not, that is it behoves of me. Because
in which you will not even do.
Yes, that is not what I'm saying. I'm not saying so.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But at least I'm sure that some of you, the MPP guys, are not in support of the whole system. I can tell you, because your own Gabi Achidadako, leading member.
What did he say?
He said that look, the EC's time is not appropriate. You go to his Facebook wall. Yes, go to his Facebook page.
He wrote it on his Facebook page.
Yes.
That the timing was wrong.
The timing was wrong.
The man that
okay.
I am telling you that he said that he doesn't understand why EC all this while has waited till this time.
Okay.
It's there, you go.
All right.
It's Twitter handle, go to Facebook. So I am telling you that some of the MPP people, the big men, do not want this thing to happen. Because look, it is not to affect everybody. That's what I'm saying. What makes it serious is even the recent coronavirus.
Okay.
It's not.
So we'll all be tapping on the DVDs and all that. So you go, this doesn't follow, this one goes.
I think that it is fine.
Yeah.
What do we do? Look, we are likely to fail. Because this is electoral commission.
Is that your prayer? Is that your prayer?
I'm not saying that. Look, she herself is a failure.
Okay.
Because look, when the limited registration,
Madam Jean,
yes, Madam Jean.
No, I'm coming. Madam Jean has not. She has conducted a successful level elections. She's now going to conduct a main election. What parameter are you used to judge that?
Do you know how much when she was about, or when the commission was about to conduct the limited registration exercise?
Okay.
Do you know how many people he brought? He earmarked. He said 500,000. We said at least 1.2 billion. We said 1.2 billion. Million. Of course, 1.2 million. We said that 1.2 million. He estimated 500.
Okay.
That's a failure because we have already a statistics service that should go and take, a portion of it or go and read it and look at people, the young people who are attaining 18 years and use it. It is our stance that held. You register more than 1 million people. If we had not told her. We have not put a lot of pressure. She will register only 500.
So let's spend 5 minutes.
I also watched Wogon. 19%. It has never happened.
All right.
19%.
Okay.
And Kodak, or what is the name? Kodio said the elections was fraught with a lot of irregularities.
Okay.
This woman came and spoke to the nation, claimed that there was nothing like that.
All right.
How can you organize an election?
Okay.
getting 19%, and you think that it's a success rate.
Right.
So this man
boycotted the election.
Oh, who boycotted? Let me tell you something.
All right,
But
point
look at what
noted.
happened.
Point noted.
Look at what happened. It's not
Boycotting the election.
Johnson,
Everybody that
no Ghana banks. No Ghana banks. We don't know friends.
Ghana will never bend
Yeah,
because
Ghana banks. We don't know friends.
We hope we will not get
Yes,
it.
we
We will not get it. We pray against it.
Then
We pray against
we
it.
don't know friends.
In the name of
You know that you are a friend.
all the
I am
power
telling
of
you.
Jesus Christ and prophets.
You are talking about Jesus Christ.
Ghana will never bend.
In Jesus' name.
You literally know the truth and you do it. Jesus
All
Christ
right.
will never support you.
All right.
And then we don't know friends. If you continue to do
All right.
this and the grassroots rise up,
Okay.
don't say I'll come
All right.
see
In
you.
the name of the Father, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, the most gracious Allah, our ancestors, Ghana will not bend. Amen. So let's leave it there. Let me take some messages. All right. Okay. Let me take some messages. I'm incapacitated to read your messages on the WhatsApp and SMS because of a technical challenge. I sincerely apologize for that, but you can send your messages via the or drop your messages on our Facebook page. Good morning, Upper East and all members of my Keep Fit. Sammy Easy is aimed at nothing than to destroy our country, and I urge all well-meaning Ghanaians to stand up and speak like Imani Ghana did yesterday. Good morning to my brother Johnson. This comes from Francis Adingo. James Apanse says Ghana will not bend, please. Abukuri Moses is watching us all the way in Zebula. So you people are doing a great job in the studio. God bless you all. Amen. Good morning to you and to your panelists, especially my senior brother Johnson. NDC is afraid of losing the elections and shifting the goalpost to the EC. Shifting the goalpost to the election to the EC. Election is won in the polling station, not at the EC headquarters. Let us hear what the NDC is bringing as a party to the good people of Ghana and this Agama lizard. And stop this Agama lizard kind of things. This is coming from Akunyiri Maxwell. Peter Akayelhu says, "Oh, NDC. He's watching us all the way in Takrady." All right, so Alfred, we can spend 5 minutes each on these issues, or this issue coming from Ablekuma. This is not the first time we've had concerns about party paraphernalia and posters being pulled down. Do you think it all gets well so far as the elections are concerned?
Sammy, in fact, my heart bleeds.
Okay.
And Ghana is getting darker under this government. Especially, I was thinking that as a lawyer governing this country, some of these things should have been taken serious and should have been, avoided.
Right.
But it's like it's unconcerned. Okay. It's an attitude that phobia, whatever happens, whether Ghana bends or not, a responsibility holder doesn't care.
Okay.
And I think it is not helping us. And I look at the whole issue and I say, where are the so-called neutrals? All the people we believe they were neutrals are all of a sudden gone quiet.
Is it all? Is this
most? Like I said, let me qualify. Most. I get what I'm saying. It's not fair. I get what I'm saying. It's not fair.
Okay.
Do you know the Ayahuasca West Wagon issue?
Okay.
This violence, and the president was aware, just at his nose.
Okay.
International bodies criticized it. A lot of people criticized it. You spent money, put up a commission of inquiry.
Okay.
They bring out their findings. You take the findings and do your own findings.
Okay.
Then what is the essence of you establishing that committee? As of now, you have shelved it somewhere. You have never used it to do anything. That apart.
Okay.
This same Eslausu, who is a lawyer,
honorable,
who is a lawyer, but what her attitude is dishonorable. Her attitude is a dishonorable attitude. So she doesn't deserve to be called honorable.
I see.
Because you are a lawyer and a lawmaker and an executive member, a cabinet minister of course, a minister for communications.
Okay.
You should know better that the constitution frowns on discrimination.
Okay.
That the constitution allows for unity. And you go and speak to a public that you, the MPP and the Achim, because you are Achim,
No, I don't want us to.
No, it is still paying us. Everything that you come and
I understand, but I don't want us to go on a
No, but that's wrong statement.
We can address some.
No, the problem is that she said it. Did she make that statement or not? She made it. That they are the nation owners. can you put yourself so low like that? So it means that
she was
if
talking
you are not an
on
MPP,
a general
so if you are not an MPP, if you are not, that's what I'm saying. General, I can decide to choose it as I want. Is it that the MPP are the
if I say Ghana is for us,
yes, so
we are for Ghana.
That the real owners of Ghana are ruling.
Okay.
That's how she said it. She didn't say that the real owners of Ghana are now ruling.
Okay.
So the question is that, is it Achim?
So how does
if you're an Ashanti man, you're a Ashanti man, you are not an owner of Ghana. No. Look, Sammy.
Let us not.
Yes.
You know why? You know why?
You know something.
You can dissect it in different ways.
No. So how do I dissect it?
Yeah, I'm coming.
The right way is what I'm putting across.
You are bringing the tribal side.
No,
I want us to avoid that. You can condemn the comment and we'll go.
That's what condemning. So I'm interrogating the conduct.
Okay.
I'm interrogating the utterances.
All right.
Because the utterances was put out there.
So how does it even got to do with?
Yes, I'm building the point, right. And you understand me better. I think listeners will also understand me better.
Okay.
And so, if you're a cabinet minister, a lawmaker, a lawyer yourself, and you know what is in the constitution, and you go and to say that the real owners of the country are now the rulers. Okay. Is it that you are Achim?
All right. So because of the time factor, let's get to the
So that is a dangerous statement she has made, and we think that she should have apologized. Right. Up to date, she has refused to apologize.
So let's get to
now her own constituency. It's not anybody's constituency. Her own constituency. They are pulling down, defacing party MDC, billboards and then images. Okay. What is an electoral, crime that you should know, because she's a stake in the constituency as a member of parliament.
But I'm coming now. The MC is the one superseding.
Of course, but the MC. That's what I'm saying. That if you know how assembly works, and more particularly MPP, they work in unison. So the MP, who if they have even disqualified Kendapa's son to contest her, the constituency executives are all backing her. Definitely the DC will definitely back her. Okay. And so there's nothing that the DC.
Is that a disqualified whose son?
Oh, Kendapa.
No, is it a speaker of parliament?
No. It's called Dapa. One Dapa who contested and they disqualified him. That he made.
That's who buried the name Dapa.
No, that's the man they said. Some people were saying on Facebook that pajamas.
No, that's not the son.
The son. Yes.
They may have the same name.
No, I'm speaking on record.
All right.
I'm speaking on record. That's the son.
All right. So you touch on the.
There's nothing that will be done at the constituency. Why is it that it's Esla constituency? Why?
The MC, according to the MC, there was a directive to pull down signages that were not approved, but he is not aware that they went and were pulling down party paraphernalia and all that, posters and all that. But if what is being put in the public that is true, he will apologize. Are you not okay with that?
That has been their language.
All right.
I'm not aware. Even if the president himself could say I'm not aware of PDS deal, of Crow deal and other deals, if the president will come and say I'm not aware, how much more a DC? Just certainly the DC will say he's not aware. They will only plan, kind of commit the crime and tell you later that they are not aware. That's the attitude of the MPP.
All right.
It doesn't help us.
So what do you have to say?
All I'm saying is that, look, if he is not aware as the head of the DISEC, knowing that this is a criminal activity, then he himself is complicit.
Right, thank you.
He himself is supposed to resign and render an unqualified apology, because it's a crime.
Okay.
Electoral crime that you should go and deface. Why is it MDC only?
All right.
Is he telling us? Are they telling us it's only MDC only posters that are found?
Okay. So let's leave it here.
Let's be serious as a country.
James Pesga, Honorable, says, "Good morning, Sammy. Extend my greetings to Honorable Johnson Ayere and the NDC propaganda youth organizer, Mr. Alfred Awuni. Imani should give us a break. Where were they when the former EC boss, Madam Charlotte, said planned to compile the same new register? The new register is not negotiable as the BVDs have become obsolete." All right. This one says, this one is coming from Palace. Apuakase says, MPP boycotted 1992 constitution, boycotted VAT, and today ruling with the same constitution and enjoying VAT. Johnson, who is more indecisive, the MPP? That's the question he's asking. Like I said, I sincerely apologize. I am unable to read your messages on WhatsApp and SMS because of a technical challenge. So I kindly bear with me. My sincere apologies. Now, Johnson, matters arising.
You see, if we think that compiling a new register will bring coronavirus.
Okay.
Then the AG should stop mobilizing people, gathering people at common venues for campaign.
Okay.
It means we should suspend campaigning. It means even you people should also stop even what you are doing.
Okay.
Case has been a quarret in Burkina, right?
Yeah. Togo,
this area is close to Burkina, and he's sitting here touching me. That can also see when we are talking. Let us see elevate the political discourse.
Okay.
You know, flag bearer just gathered some chiefs, the clergy and opinion leaders. Not all that they had.
The speak out
program.
Yeah.
Were not mixed. Are you telling me that the gathering that was there, every police station at a time will have more than that? Don't organize any rally again if you think so. And then let us tell our market women not to go to market because they will be touching each other. This logic will not help you. So stop. You see, you target Osla, and you see when people hate you, it means you have some impact. You are valuable.
You think the NDC is here?
Yes.
Why would
she was beaten at Ododio?
What did she do in
the elections? What
did she do when she was beaten?
She went there with she and Abu Jinapo. Went there to supervise registration exercise, and she was beaten in 2012. I'm telling you, she was beaten at Ododio. And it was your new Lante Van Der Poel, honorable, who did that. Is he a dishonorable person?
Is he the person? Was it on record?
Yes,
he was the one who assaulted him.
Justified it. New Lante Van Der Poel justified it. I can also see this. Oh, he doesn't even merit honorable again. He's a dishonorable person.
Okay.
You are trying to say that the woman said that we are the owners of the country. The owners of the country is not ruling the country. When the woman came out and explained to you, you understand P? Do you understand P? What does he say? And if people, because you want to put yourself in a situation, trying to this your inferiority complex. Oh, they still does this. Honorable Azikadomo in 2014. Yes, Azikadomo in 2014, when he and Amalba and Co were running for the MPship, the primaries, the day of his filing. You remember what he told us?
I don't remember.
He said that others have filed, but the indigenous are today here to file their nominations.
He said that on record?
Yes.
That would have been unfortunate.
That was what he said.
And reckless as well.
Telling him that is what he said here.
Okay.
That statement that he was indigent, more than Brown, more than Amalba, wasn't a crime that he committed. As for others, you try to interpret whatever you want and put it out there. You see, NDC, if you are to campaign on track record, performance, competence, innovativeness, they can't. Apart from just knocking people's heads to get elections, playing to the emotions of people's boards, just to get their way out. That is all. But when you have to sit here and analyze the economy, the performance of both governments, they can't match. They know it.
They can't match you.
I'm telling you, they know it.
Then you wait for the elections and see what
their campaign is just to create this kind of disaffections. And fabricate stories, create disaffections against the Ghanaian public, and they vote for them. And that is why anytime they are there, you see, when you follow bad procedure of getting power, this negative and evil way of doing things, you get the power and you can't rule. That's why anytime they are there, they have to run to IMF for a bailout. That is how they are. So let us forget of them. You see, the facing of political signages and posters is criminal. It's punishable by law. When you get a person, this situation is a situation whereby the assembly is embarking on it. And as a country, we are not implementing our laws. And so when I sit and listen to them and say, oh, they were thinking that as a lawyer ruling us now, things would have been changed and what have you. That is why they are implementing laws. When the lawyer is implementing laws, the lawyer is blamed. When the lawyer relaxes the laws, the lawyer is blamed. Before you put up a signage or signpost, you ought to what? Get permission from the building inspectorate unit.
You know the assembly also
of the assemblies.
They get revenue out of
exactly. We are just erecting billboards without the consent of the various assemblies. Do they have any document to prove that they got permission from them? Even though I'm not happy that they are just pulling them now without giving them any notice. If they have not given them notice, it's wrong. And I don't think it was only the NDC team that were pulled down.
Did you see any other
No. But what is coming out from that area is NDC. NDC posted up being pulled out. And there's a video in circulation to that.
As for the video, somebody, the interest is the NDC logo or the NDC post billboard. But I don't think the NDC billboard.
But if it's a reality, it's condemnable, right?
Yes, that's why I'm saying that if they are doing it without notifying the owner of that thing, it's wrong. Even though the person did not have your consent before putting it out.
Okay.
By what in what our laws demand you to do, you must get permission from the various assemblies before you erect.
All right.
The facing of posters, billboards, and what have you. You are from Bongo.
Okay.
The Nana billboard, that expensive billboard, just by the church. Go and look at it.
What has happened to it?
Immediately we erected that thing. Immediately they went and
in 2015.
In 2015.
I see.
They went. Yes, it was the first.
It could be all people.
The eyes and what have you.
All people.
When the Sasana billboard was situated at can you allow me to this was Allah and what have you. See, the hypocrisy I don't like.
All right, thank you.
Pushing me to say certain things. I don't like that.
Time is not there for
love Allah. You were the people that fabricated the lie of cash for shit. The man that you love in NPP was the one that you said that.
Johnson, just land on that briefly. A minute and I'll get your phone line. We need to
Kofi Ada, you people said that Kofi Ada went and bought generators and did not give Kufuor the 10% that he took.
So for that
Kufuor was fighting him. Today you are telling her that Kofi Ada is Kufuor and Alan Boy. So you people, your hypocrisy is not too much.
All right.
You are addicted to hypocrisy. Allow me
No, I'm coming, Alfred. Time is not there. So in just 30 seconds, just land on the signages issue and we'll go.
So if you look at poster, definition of poster, even tearing now, when I was even contesting as assembly member, it happened to me.
I did that to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
You go to my community, our Nana Bilbo is there. It happened to it.
All right.
So as for those things, it's condemnable.
Okay.
But as if assembly is embarking on genuine pulling down of unauthorized billboards that are blocking view of motorists.
Okay.
It's a genuine thing.
Okay.
But as far as we know, the political terrain in this country and the human beings that we are dealing with, the NDC, how they are like the fish. Tilapia or maybe they don't when you take them out of the water they are just
thank you really here. Thank you
just want to be able to handle them.
Right.
Brother,
okay, let me take this message. We'll come back let's still
stop this kind of
James Aponso says Ghana will not bend. My people, can't we do politics without tribalism? Apam Mbura says that Sammy, sack the NDC man. He's so violent. He behaves like the Pharisees. Hey, great talk, James Aponso. Yao Koshevi. In fact, Akufado, aka Excavator Nana One, is worse than Idi Amin. Watching you from Taunton. Hit inside the UK. This is Yao Kojevi sending this message. Pam Nguda says, how can Ghana bend? You have all your families outside Ghana. You want poor Ghanaians to bend. God will not allow it. NDC members. Okay, NDC billboard belonging to Honorable Joyce Lane Tete at North Dai have been pulled down. Watching from London. Ayarka Winititi Asuma says, good morning, Mr. Sami, to your cherished listeners out there. The reason for which Charlotte Osei was ousted out of the commission is the same reason that will remove the incompetent Jane Mensah. I really pity this woman called Jane Mensah. Now 03820 95566 03820915008. When you call, please be brief and straight to the point. I know we are in a political season. Some of you want to raise some appellation on your parliamentary candidates and whatsoever, but today the time is not by our side. 03820 I'll just make way for 5 calls and then we'll end the phone in segment. I have my first caller there. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, your auntie Monica.
All right, let's hear you.
We couldn't take text messages this morning and SMS and WhatsApp. But all the same, it's good to get you.
All right.
And I salute your awesome listeners, Junior and the mother, your panelists in there. And I think my brother, the LDC man, should always try to be because And yes, and thank you very much personally for being very, very good. I mean, barely words of wisdom has helped most of us a lot, as I keep telling you every day. Yes, my brother in the NDC man says in Mazongo here, Alan and that camp. I think, excuse me to say, it's a figment of his own imagination. Nothing like that is going on. And their secret agenda and seriously praying for a weak candidate to take it so that they can take it on a silver platter has been exposed.
Okay.
And so the delegates of the NPP have known them. I will endorse the current MP for Navongo Central, Honorable Kofi Adda, to continue with his good work.
All right, thank you, Auntie Monica Con. This where time will permit us. Let me have my next caller on the line. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sammy.
Alaji Abu. All right, it's been a long time. You've abandoned me.
Good morning to you, and good morning to your partners in the zero.
All right.
Johnson, good morning. Sammy, this country, I mean, I already said what I compare how many names. Imagine should go to that side. But I tell you that over 20 million register voters.
Okay.
Over one will vote, we not have 10 million. Or just a 10 million voting. What about the rest of 10 million? What are they? Someone must answer that question. Imagine they are doing something that they are want to reduce their thing to political distance.
Okay.
But if you are saying that you see the budget, the bad equipment, how you see that equipment in your eye? What made Senator Chair in Ahmed Swift was fighting? Someone I was accusing chopping money. Someone also accusing the person smuggling transfer. Someone also accusing the commissioner. He was going to add his name to a voting. So he couldn't make it. About 2 million votes, he want 1 million votes he want to add to NDC. No, I'm not saying. No, the current electoral committee. They accuse themselves. 3 commissioners. That's why they are removed. So a man should go to that side and know the reason why we want to change it. We have 20 million registered voters. One will vote around 10 million. What are the rest of the registered voters?
All right, thank you very much, Alaji Abu. This is where time will permit us. Good morning.
Good morning, Sammy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
This is Mbura,
right.
From the heart of municipality.
All right, let's hear you, sir.
Sammy, let me say good morning to your listeners, especially to Afred and to my friend and people in the city. Johnson, I mean, very soon I hope I will to take you to be in Abu Changu. I don't know where you live Abu Changu.
No.
Sammy. Yes, by the way. But I don't know whether you are the Mahama Talk at the.
Yeah, I came there briefly.
Well, first of all, I will use this to thank the chiefs, the tellers, the traders who are there to share their views.
All right, so let's get straight to the point because of the time factor. Let's get straight to the
point. You see, the NPP seems to look at any Ghanaian who has a different view of how they think this country should go. That person is fool. Excuse my words. You see, COO, they are not political parties. They have come together and say what the NPP is trying to do. It's trying to force this country into chaos. If you are still calling NDC into this matter, let's try to respect our mindset.
Okay.
Try to respect any individual of this country who tries to share his opinion about how this country should go. So if Johnson is saying that only Ghana, CBD, whatever, they are not called NDC, what is Ghana looking for? I mean.
All right, thank you very much. Let me talk to my last 2 callers. Hello, good morning.
Yes, I mean, this is Joseph.
Joseph, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, you know, when Johnson started, I was very happy with the way Johnson was dealing with the EC. But at the end, he went to the NPP way, and I was just like, wow.
Okay.
See, EC is not a closed system. If you listen to Imani yesterday, what they said was that they tried as much as possible to get answers from the EC, and they weren't able to get. And for that matter, being a civil society that educate and then inform people, I think they have to come public. Okay, our democracy is not mature.
Okay,
there are certain things that we don't just say this is the law. We are still starting to stand on our feet. Okay, open up. You need to open up, engage. Let the public know what you are doing. But if you don't allow it that way, and then people are coming out to even give false information, the public will accept it, and that is not good for us, okay?
Okay.
Simple enough. But when you also go it that way, you create room for speculation, and that is not good for the image of the electoral commission. So Johnson, I will wish, let them come out. If you know that they have the truth, they shouldn't hide anything.
All right, thank you very much. Please move away from your radio set. Who do we have on the line?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Masaudi.
All right, let's hear you.
Good morning to Johnson as well as Alfred and your listener as well. Sammy, you see, I think that imagine yesterday press conference which was being led by Brasimo at in their press conference, just like the way Johnson was saying, it's something that which is not going to, move the forward march of this country. Let the EC go out and compile the new register. What is the beef of EC compile a new register today? Besides, we have people like Iman, we have lawyers like Kofi Benton, and they not the right thing to go. They should go to court because this country is not ruled by law. Right. So they go to court to see whether court will allow to tell the electoral commission not to compile the new register. If not that, I think that the that we are telling our supporters that they should come out and register. In 2020, we are not going to use the 2016 register. We are going to use the 2020 new, the register that they are going to compile. So
all right, thank you very much. Let me talk to my last caller. Hello.
Tommy.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. You happens to be my last caller.
Thanks for being the last caller. This is Mighty.
Mighty, let's hear you.
My greeting goes to Fred in your studio.
Thank you.
I think you no complain. If you complain about exposing the EC, they will say, why are we exposing the EC? But it is a man who exposed them, and Johnson and the MPP will know that what the EC is doing is not right that he's doing.
All right.
If he came out and said, compiling a register is 56, and then upgrading the equipment is 76, and then Imani have came out and exposed them, and they Johnson in your studio defending the EC left and right. We see, look, Ghana will still be exposing Johnson and then the MPP.
All right, thank you very much. You are my last caller, Matthew from Boga. Okay, so we're grateful. This is where time will permit us on the phone-in segment. I'll come back to the studio for us to wrap up the discussion. So, Alfred, because of the time factor, please summarize it in 1 minute and we'll go.
Yeah, all we are saying is that if the EC is listening,
okay,
if you take advice, because it was based on that reason why he set up the eminent committee members. I don't know what she's made use of them.
Okay.
The IPAC is also there. She make use of them.
Okay.
But those who think that it's only Imani, it's not only Imani.
Right.
I can say a lot of the NGOs, CSOs are against it,
okay,
because they see wisdom that it is not prudent. They see wisdom that it is not feasible.
All right.
Time, finance, and everything is not there to do all these kind of things. It is not that NDC is completely against it, that look, without it we're going to lose elections. No, we know very well that this last election was rigged, and Kennedy Japan has come to say it. Okay. And so we are much aware we are going to win this election. Look, they should allow the same register to be brought. The same register that made them to win elections. No. But see, Johnson, that's what I'm saying. He kept on first initially. He said we are not innovative and those kind of things. I thought he could have just held that on. Because listeners will expose you. Because if you are saying that the 1992 constitution, clearly you boycotted it. The 1992 elections, you boycotted it. You didn't. Who is not decisive?
So
you didn't do that.
Thank you.
The introduction of Get Fund. You know how Get Fund came? Do you know how VAT came? Just a few. Okay. So you don't be saying all these kind of things. You open your excuse me, your arrows for maggots to be coming out.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
So don't be doing those.
No, all right. Thank you very much.
My good friend, one of the guys that arrived from the ADC Palace.
Okay.
Yeah. He make reference. He reminded him of 1992, the boycott. See, the constitution of the Consultative Assembly.
Okay.
Was the concern that we raised. That the way you were going to do it, you are packing the committee.
The composition of it.
Exactly.
All right.
with your people that will come and do a favor. You succeeded doing that. That is why you introduced the indemnity clause on that constitution to protect Jerry John Rawlings and his appointees from being prosecuted.
But why did it? But it's still applicable now. Yes, you can trigger the input and then
you clause. You need a referendum. You cannot do that. That is why
you can trigger the process.
Yes, that is what we are contemplating doing. Mill started it.
Okay.
Mill started it. When they came here, some of us spoke on that. My paper was on that indemnity clause.
Okay.
So that was what we raised the concern then. You refused. And still went ahead with that composition of your members, which we boycotted. The elections we boycotted because you can't organize presidential today and say parliamentary and then 3 days after.
Okay.
You have won presidential. The 3 days after parliamentary, who go and vote for?
All right. So let's get your final comments. Your final comments.
You see, this registration that they are talking of, those that the teachers that do not have side issues and have tendered in the application, go to EC and ask them the number of applications that they have forwarded there. They are getting angry with you people. You don't know. They are getting angry with you.
They want to seal the
organization. Also get something. You don't know. Teachers, nurses, and what have you have tendered in applications.
If a teacher listens to you this morning,
the NDC didn't know. The more they are making this argument, the anti-register argument, the more you should use the resources.
We'll leave it here. So just let me learn. Just 1 second. Just a second, please. Just a second. All right. So just land there.
NDC, I am telling you where we have gotten to. If you really care for Ghana, you have Ghana at heart. The EC says we are still going ahead with a new register. Today, I'm advising them to get back to the negotiation table.
Okay.
I'm advising them to stop what they are doing and let us see the way forward. Because the situation where it has gotten to, it has more consequences if we are to go back and invite those people to come back for us to sign a new agreement. They can charge at whatever they want.
Right. So
I am appealing to them. Stop what you are doing. Stop the mischief and let us go for the new register.
All right, thank you very much. We'll end it here. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll end it here. Alfred Awuni is with the NDC. Johnson Ayene is the regional deputy communications director. Alfred Awuni is the deputy, is the youth organizer for Bungo in the on the ticket of the NDC, joining us on the program here. That's coming from Eddie.
Have mercy.
Featuring Sammy Young. The title of the song is Homeland. God bless our homeland. Have mercy on us. And I'm grateful for always contributing your quota on the development of the region, Madagascar, and all those who have also sent in your messages on the platform. We are grateful. It's 9 minutes into 10, and that's how we're ending today's edition of Daybreak Apai. But I'd like to draw the attention of my good friends in the security service. There are some developments in town that I want you to take greater interest in as much as some of us are also doing our background checks on it. There's an incident in Nabdam district. Please, the Bureau of National Investigation, National Security, as well as the CID, you have to have interest in that issue. Nabdam, you can move there. I wouldn't want to blow it out there, but it's a situation in Nabdam. Please put your ears on the ground and then attend to the issue. Even in Bogatanga municipality here, Tindon Sobligo, if you take that Royal Hotel, that junction, coming like you're coming to Iwari, there's a development, there's a grouping. I want you people to get into this, put your ears on the ground and identify some of these things before things may go awkward for us in the region here. So I know you have been doing very well, but have interest in the areas I'm talking about. So for that matter, I'd like to say very good morning to the regional crime officer and his team, the municipal crime officer and his team, and the entire police service, the military and the immigration, customs, Ghana National Fire Service, and all those that have been ensuring that we have peace in the region here. God bless us all. My name is Samuel Mbura once again. A show is produced by Stephen Chunize. God willing, we'll meet tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. Bye bye.
Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy on our homeland. Have mercy on our